morning. There's a little voice from the other room going, Dash, you're live. Is it really that time already? Is it? Oh my goodness, it really is. Good morning. That took me a bit by surprise. I was putting in a new needle and threading a new bobbin so that I didn't play bobbin chicken. All the stuff I should have been doing, you know, like 2 hours ago. So good morning. Good morning to you. Gosh, what a morning. It's been busy here at NMHQ. I can honestly say that. But we are getting there. Poor Gemma is not in the corner today. Well, she is in a corner. She's in a different corner. She's in a corner in a different room, frantically loading stuff because we came off air yesterday and the fabrics that should have been here yesterday hadn't arrived. So it was one of those things of, what are we going to do today then? And obviously, we always have something up our sleeve. And it was lovely because it meant that I can bring out a project that I've been wanting to share with you for a long, long time. And can you still hear me if I do that? Just whizzing around. And so I'm really, really pleased. It's this behind me. This is a technique that John Cole Morgan actually showed me. Well, he pointed me in the direction of. And there are lots of versions of it out there. When you start digging, the very first one that, oh gosh, I can't even remember who it was. But it's out there. There are lots, like I say, lots and lots of versions. And it's technically quite easy. You know, the first thing that we've done is create bundles. So I have been collecting now for some time gorgeous Kaffe Fassett wovens, and in those are the beautiful stripes. We also have his shot cotton woven fabrics as well, which are absolutely gorgeous, and they're of a similar hue. So that is super exciting. So I've been waiting to get enough to put whole show together because they're not always that easy to get hold of. So now we've got them, and here they are. And the other thing to say to you is that thank you for all of your lovely messages yesterday, and so many of you saying how much you've enjoyed the show and the sale, and thank you very much, and all lovely comments. So we just thought, you know what, the sale was only going to be for 24 hours, but because you lot are so lovely, we'll extend it for a little bit longer. So if you missed yesterday because, you know, life happened or something, you haven't missed out. There aren't as many fabrics because a lot of them have sold out, but do have a good look, a good rifle through the website, because there certainly are some incredible fabrics still available there for you at $4.99 a half metre, which is just, well, insane really, but we'll gloss over that. And you know, it's our thanks to you, and also because we have got some gorgeous fabrics due in, some of which arrived actually this morning rather than yesterday, and they're a bit stunning, and so that will now be for next week. It's all right, we just move these things around, which is very exciting. And yes, let me just pull that through. Cool. Alrighty, so let's pretend that I haven't just done all my prep there. There we go. And we can look professional and start again, can't we? Here we go. Right. These are so useful. How many of you have made yours? Your velvet. Did you want any more kits of those? Because we can do some now. We've had a delivery of some of these. So if you wanted any more of the velvet border, just pop a little comment underneath where we're live, and we will sort that out. In fact, let's see who's here. Shall we have to turn my volume down? I might have been singing and dancing this morning. That seems to be my new thing over here, is to have a good old sing and a dance whilst there's no one here. I wouldn't inflict that on anyone else, not anymore. Let's have a look. Where are we? Have a look for videos. So many come up. That's what I'm like, oh, have we really done that many? Oh my goodness, but we really have. So let's see who's here. Ali B, good morning Natasha. And I actually made it today, had to watch yesterday on catch up. Still managed to spend on fabric though. Ali, that happens. That's absolutely fine. Good morning and lovely to have you. Good morning Joanna. Bought some nice sale items yesterday. Well done. Look, I know that it was quite overwhelming yesterday because we had over 130 fabrics that were discounted for you. So you might not have quite found everything. Good morning, Natasha. I'm not charging halfway across town on my scooter this morning. Claire, this is very good news. And good morning to Jane and good morning to Leslie. Oh no, her internet's crashed. That's no good. Morning, June. Lovely to have you with us. And Jan as well. And good morning, Donna. Good morning, and Joe. We'll have to watch on catch up later. Got my flu jab this morning. Oh, good luck. Oh, Joe, tomorrow. Tomorrow is what you need to watch for your mini grandbabies. So I'm going to say, good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Kate and Sean. Good morning. And Stitch Don. Morning. Ali F. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. She says, ooh, lovely fabric on the shelves behind. Yeah. So here what we've done. Well, you'll see the kits. I've got them more accessible here. And my new iron as well. I've been using my new iron. Very excited about my new iron. Oh, no, I've just lost everybody's comments. Morning, Linda. Where are they? Morning, Gigi. I made 4 pencil cases. Lovely. Bridget, they get a little bit addictive, don't they? Did you manage to get 2 out of 1 kit? That's the other thing. Yes, please, for Velvet Vorder. I keep missing out, says Pam. Okay, okay, all right. This is good to know. This is good to know. Because if I ask you, morning, Lucy, morning, Sharon, and morning, oh, morning, Uncle Les. Set looks fab again. That quilt is ace. Thank you, Elizabeth. And Rona, good morning. There we are. There we go. I just thought it was something a little bit different, and I know with students going off to university and things like that, this is one that could easily be done. I think they're quite manly fabrics, manly colours, but I think, you know, I would happily give that to a man, you know, as well as I would anybody else. I think that they are, they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful. Inga's going to be a little bit late in today, so she doesn't know the ones that I'm using because she's going to go crazy when she sees them. Right, the thing with these wovens is that you're going to have to prep them, okay, because we're going to be cutting across the bias, which means there is stretch. Do you know what? I'm going to take my glasses off for a minute because it's a bit glary. So let's have a little start. We have got Kaffe wovens. If the idea of working with a woven scares you and want something that already has a little bit more, not strength to it, but you sort of know what I mean, then we've got some Tula Pinks, which are just normal cotton wovens, as opposed to these ones. But I'll show you. Let's have a look. So let's start with ones that are slightly different. And let's go overhead. Here we go. And let's zoom in because, you know, I've learned how to do that now. Whee! Look at that. So let's start with the Tula Pink. So these are, when I say normal cottons, this is your normal quilting weight cotton that you are used to getting from us. Okay. And what we've done is, this is the colour that you're going to have for your sashing. And that's going to be your stripes. So you can go with this colourway, and these are really safe colourways. You know exactly what you're going to get. We've matched these colours in here for those sashings, so that is absolutely safe. Great colours, lovely fabrics, and with quilting weight cotton that you're really used to working with. So these are a really lovely bundle to grab. What's in it? First of all, 44 inches width. You have to treat it as a square. So 44 inches, because obviously our quilting weights are 44 inches from selvage to selvage. So we've then made that into the size. And then you have also got here a ½ metre of your sashing. And for the pattern that I've done for you, that will do it. That will do all of your front. How you wish to back it and bind it is entirely up to you, but that will do your front. Now, because I want you guys, dropping stuff, to prep your fabric, because we're working on that bias, I am putting into each of these kits a free bottle of flatter. Okay, I don't know what flavour, not sure yet, but you'll get it. And there it'll be. We'll pop one in with you, so that we must remember to tell Inga that we've done that as well. So that is one option, and then we're going to move into, oh no, hang on. Now this is an Anna Maria Horner one. This is going to be really interesting because you've got lots of different stripes and things. I need to work out. I haven't quite worked out with new cap. Where am I going? Where have I zoomed in? Yeah, so what we've got here, you've got all of this sort of tie-dye effect coming through as well, which will give an added dimension that'll be super exciting to work with. Now this is camellia shot cotton. So your shot cottons, these are made in India, and this is one of your cave shot cottons. So I don't know if you can see, but you can see down here, the warp and the weft are two different colours. So can you see that pinky colour here? And then that orangey colour there? It's like having a palette of paint and mixing on what you get, but you're mixing it through just crossing over the warp and the weft threads. So what it gives is this beautiful, beautiful texture. And they are absolutely stunning. Now, when Kay first went to India to create these shot cottons and the wovens, he never worked in this way before, so he had no clue how magical it could be to create these colours. So it was very, very exciting, and actually the place that he used to weave, gosh, they had no electricity or anything like that. So you know, with a rainfall or anything, could knock out everything that they had, because they were sitting outside weaving. So it was very hit and miss. But thanks to the orders from Cave, they now have electricity, they now have safe working practices, and it's really revolutionised that, you know, that town. It's meant that, you know, they are safe and they have a form of income, which is phenomenal. So he's done an amazing thing there. And of course it was his wovens that Kay first went to the Houston quilt market with, and that was when he put these all across his stand at Houston. That was what won him his prize the very first time that he went there, and I don't think he's ever sort of won it again since. But of course, you know, whatever Cave does sort of turns to gold, doesn't it? So, you know, whether it's the Chelsea Flower Show and getting the gold award for his mosaics in the gardens at the show, whatever it is, he has that magic touch. And I firmly believe it's because he's passionate about what he does. And so let's have a look at this one. This one's gorgeous. Now, this one will give you a whole different effect. And we've picked out this glorious green. Let me find the actual colour for this. This is pesto. So if we've got any left of that, then that will be put up. All of these have been limited by one or other fabric amount. But I can't tell you how long I've been sitting looking at this stripe going, I need to do this quilt because it's just going to be such beautiful colours. And there they are. It's really going to give such an interesting effect, having all of those different colours. And that's the beauty of this. Each one that you make will just look so different. Let me bring in some more. The one I'm going to demo with today that I think Inga just wanted to make a million dresses out of is actually this one. Isn't it beautiful? And then this. So this just brings in, I think it's, hang on, what's it called? What's it called? Look at the orange there. So this is a mix of your orange and green, so it was absolutely perfect for this. Gosh, the way these move is just gorgeous. Harissa. It is Harissa. Just look at that. Whoa, that's all right, isn't it? And so, of course, tonally, because these are created in the same way with the same sort of dyes, that's why these just went so beautifully together. Cannot wait to work with this fabric. It's just stunning, just stunning. So we have got that one. Oh, there's more, don't you worry. This is the one that I made mine out of, and no one was here this morning when I was trying to choose a sashing, and honestly I had every single bolt of shot cotton out going, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. But actually I could hear Brandon in my head going, you want that little bit of chili on top. And so I went completely out of character for me and went with that lovely, lovely burnt orange. And I just love it. Just love it. they're not my colours at all, and I absolutely adore it. And the really nice thing about this stripe, if I just fold it out for you so that you can have a look, is that what you've got is a difference in width, so it brings that different dynamic, that extra dynamic in there, which is what's really, really interesting. Why some of those squares are, you know, much bigger and some aren't, and it just, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for sure. And you can obviously see that up there. And then feast your eyes on this. So again, this is the same deal in terms of you've got the different, so this will give the same look but just a different colorway to the quilt that we've got behind. And again, all of these are coming with a free thing of flatter, because I really want you to, because we're going across the bias, I do really want you to have that, yeah, just that ability to really make sure that everything is okay and nice. Right. I went with the same principle of having a colour that was going to make the others pop with this one. And that's where I went. Jane and I both, Jane had come in by this stage and we both went, ooh, that green. We had 3 different types of green out. Excuse me, just having a quick drink. And this was the one. This was the one. And it's just going to pop. Look at that along there. Gorgeous. It might be that you are just buying these just for the fabric. And whatever your motive this morning, I salute you, because they are absolutely stunning. We do love them a lot. And it's just, it's a bit tricky for me. I want to make all of them. Like, oh, come on. If time weren't an issue, because they would each look so different. Gemma just said to me, have you got enough kits there, Tash? You know, you don't want me to load any more? Poor thing. I might have got overexcited. This one, is that a cave one as well? I don't think it is, you know. I think that might be an Anna Maria Horner one. It might just, you know. I'm not sure, jury's out on that. I'm sure that Gemma will shout me if I'm wrong. But either way, look at that colour with it, just popping. It's going to be a stunner. Absolute stunner. We are hearting this very much. Oh no, it is a cave. Says on here. Does. It is a cave. It's just, it's such lighter colours. Actually, do you know what though? I say that, but look, these are actually caves and lighter as well. They are a little bit different. Hey, now look at this one. Ooh. So again, those change in stripes, and then we've gone in with that gorgeous green. All the options. It might be that you just want to work with wovens, and I would salute you with that. What was the name of that green? That one was Pool. Beautiful. And then this one, oh yeah, this one I've put with this. Now this is Air Force, and it's got pink through it. If I find you, it's not that I want them to fray, but I kind of want it to fray to show you. Come on. Yeah, can you see that beautiful purple? Beautiful purpley colour there. Yeah. That and that tealy blue across there. Just gorgeous. This is one of my favourite colours. I absolutely adore it. And I just thought, again, it just made all of those pop. And it had that little hint of purpley pink in there as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, if you want one that is, yeah, look at that. I could see that. So this is my nod to manliness, not for myself. You see, that would be the sort of thing that I could make and give to my dad. Or they might just be the colours that you love, and that's all okay, isn't it? gosh, you go back to the Victorian times and pink was for boys. I mean, it doesn't, colour's colour, isn't it, at the end of the day? If you love it, you love it. Oh, and I love this one. Look at this. And the beauty of working with the wovens with this, I'll show you, is that, of course, it's not, because it's not printed, it's exactly the same both sides. So there isn't necessarily a right or a wrong. But look at this. Ooh, yeah. And again, this one I thought was more of an ombre, more of a tonal situation. And I really love these. This is shadow. So teal and shadow, just gorgeous. So yeah, we haven't really brought out and played with many of these shot cottons. They've been in some of the Kaffe kits that we've had, but they really haven't been out and aired as much as they should be. And they are absolutely stunning. Very, very beautiful. And you know what? The pattern is easy. It is easy. It's all in the preparation, really. And we're giving you, like I say, in each of these kits, we're giving you a free bottle of flatter so that you are good to go. So you're already making a saving of, what, $9.99 I think those little bottles go out at? So your quid's in already. Which is a bit special, because this week is all about celebrating. This week is all about, there you go, there's your little bottle there. About celebrating being in our new space, and it's lovely. Things that are nice to haves. Today is going to be your stripology and your 24.5 inch by 6 inch, or the big one, which is still over at the other place. Right, very first thing that you want to do, open out your fabric. Turn your iron on. I've got a new iron, everybody, got a new iron. That won't be exciting for anyone that doesn't really sew. And if you'd have told me, you know, a while ago that I would be excited about an iron, I would tell you that you were possibly nuts. And there we go. You can ask my mother. She'll tell you. Iron? No. So when you get your fabric, it is exactly as it comes off the bolt. Okay? Just like so. But you don't want it like that, because that's not going to give us the effects that we want. So we will open it out like so, and you're going to refold it this way, okay, so that the stripes are continuous like this, so that your selvage sits on top of selvage. All right, and what I would very much recommend that you do is bit by bit get it on your pressing mat and line it up so that it's not quite folded over on the edge, but you can see, because then you can see that you've got those stripes lined up exactly. Take your time with this. This is the bit of prior and preparation prevents poor performance that is going to make the difference for you this morning. All right, it's making sure that those stripes line up. Now, it's a woven fabric, so there's always going to be a little bit of give and take. And then what I would really, really suggest you do is get your flatter. Now, I've got mine in a spritzer bottle. Give it a good spray, okay, and then get your iron and press, because you want to put that texture back in, because we're going to be working on the bias all through with this. Okay, so if you haven't worked with the starch spray, look, we've got Best Press on the website, we've got the flatter sprays. The flatters, all natural, actually, that's why I really like using those. Best Press was my go-to for a very long time, and I really, really like it as well. Starch Savvy. Starch Savvy is one, it's by, oh gosh, June Taylor. And Starch Savvy is one that you can really build that texture in, so you can get it really quite like sewing on card. Here we go. So again, just realigning, making sure that everything is where you want it to be. Yep, yep, yep. Next bit along, give it a spray, give it a little. And I mean, how often do we actually properly prep our fabrics? Now I know there'll be those of you saying, should we wash our fabrics before we get going? I really wouldn't for this, because you want to put the texture in. You notice, oh yeah, so the new iron, I've broken so many irons. Just wear them out. So it was suggested to me that maybe I might just get an industrial one. So I have, and I love it. I wasn't sure when it arrived. I was like, what is that? But actually, it's really good. Now, if you're prepping properly, you'll be doing the other side of these as well. You can always just spray everything and then fold it. If you want to do that, then that's absolutely fine. I just don't want to forget which way around I've got to fold everything. Because we all know, occasionally I get chatting a little bit distracted. And away we go. Oh yeah. And then I will get on with showing you another fold. So then you're going to fold one more time after this, but we'll use the whole bench then. And just keep double checking. These misting bottles they're just great. They make your sprays just last a lot longer. It gives a much finer, even mist. And like I say, if you're investing in something, you know, flat is not cheap. Neither's Best Press, certainly not Starch Savvy. None of them are inexpensive. They are a game changer. And once I started using them, I was like, actually, I'm never going to not use them now. And also you can use them for ironing your shirts, things like that, putting the texture back in. Some of them are lovely on your pillowcases. They smell really good. Okay. Let's get a little bit sorted, shall we? So, let's fold this out. So that's your length of your fabric there. What you then want to do, so just keep double checking that everything is lined up beautifully. Yep, yep, yep. And then you're going to fold your fabric again. Okay. So up again and again. Have a look. I'm going to start this end cutting. So before I cut, what I'm going to make sure is that these are all beautifully, beautifully aligned. It's looking that way. Let me get this for you to see. So can you see, this was my first layer of fabric. And so that first fold that we've just pressed, yep, yep, yep. And then the second one, I'm bringing in, and you can just see that everything there is all being lined up absolutely one on top of the other. Okay. And if you feel like you've got enough space, then just keep lining up, keep lining up. Move along the bus, please, as you go along. And there it is. So I can probably now, I mean, if it moves ever so slightly, it is a woven, so you can give it a little tug when you come to stitch. But let's get this out. Your Stripology ruler is going to come in great. If you've got a 10-inch ruler or anything like that, fabulous, because it's a 10-inch strip that you want to cut. I'm not going to take in that selvage. I'm just going to move it across a little bit there. Okay. Okay. So let's move that to one side and that to one side for now. Then bring the rest across here. And again, checking. Is this going to be it's going to be root cam, isn't it? This is new overhead. Where we can all see when I need to get my roots done. There we go. And then again, as you fold up one more time, really making sure as much as you can that everything is really layered and folded. If you are using your stripology ruler, again, because you've realigned here and there might be just a little bit, just take that first edge off. It's just good practice. And then you've got a little bit there. That's scrap. Okay. Pop that to one side. And then spin it. So now for each of these, we then cut 10 again. So now we've got 10-inch square. Okay, and then for each one, what you'll do is cut diagonally along there. And also along there, like so, and without moving anything, pin or just clip them into their bundles. Okay, this is your organisation. This quilt is easy to sew, but it is all about organisation. And then by all means, you know, pile them up, pop them to one side, and then your next one. Okay, try not, I went to move it then and I was like, no, 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 try really hard not to. Just try really, really hard not to do that. Once you get into the flow and into the swing, then you're going to be absolutely fine with these. But again, using something like a creative grid just means that you've got that grip on there when you do your cutting. It's only 4 layers. And again, each pile, pin. I am using the patchwork pins, not the quilting pins. The quilting pins are thicker. You want to go with the patchwork pins for this because they're lovely and super fine. They just glide through. So you're going to do that with all of those fabrics. So you end up with 16 piles basically. And I'm just going to cut these so I don't move them and make a mess. Now, you know, of course, you can use your stripology ruler. If you only ever invested in a stripology ruler, of course, you absolutely can go like so, and you can cut through top to toe if you wish. Now whether that catches it right on that edge, there we go. So you can do that, but really and truly, your lovely long 24.5-inch ruler is a really good one for this, because the 10-inch on a diagonal, 10-inch square on a diagonal is just pushing it slightly. So there's not a lot of waste with this at all. And certainly with your board, with your sashing, There's absolutely no waste at all with that. There we go. And then last one is over here. And then we're ready to sew. That is all of your cutting prep done for the entire quilt. It really is as simple as that. So then I can put my stripology out the way. So again, if you're someone that doesn't have time to do one from start to finish in a day, just make sure that they're pinned or clipped in their groups of 4. It is that preparation that's going to make all the difference. Okay, and we'll keep that one out. So now what we're going to do is have a play with this. So we're going to take it and move it to there. And can you start to see? Now, because this is a woven, and this is why using wovens is really nice to do, what you can do is just flip that round, because they're the same on both sides, so that then you get this affair going on there. And so what we get, oh, that's stunning. And it's one of those things that until you do it, you don't know what you're going to get. You really don't know what you're going to get. Whereas the next one here looks to me like it will be, yeah. And I can't quite get my head round how it works. I still don't know. I still don't know. And I don't know who originally did this. I really don't know who originally did this. I just know that this is what you start to get. So you'll get one that is almost like a, like a picture frame, and then one that's like corners. And so it builds, and you have exactly the right amount. 8 will be like this, or a version like this, and 8 will be a version like that. And it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And so then we come to the sewing. So, hang on, before we sew, let's just show you what we're going to do. So we're going to pop that on top of there, like so, and that on top of there, like so. And we will stitch down that side and that side, and we'll do the same here. There and there. And there and there. And we will stitch down those sides. Okay. So let's take these to the machine. There it is. Oh, there's my glasses. I'm going to need that. Definitely going to need that. So as I pick this one up, it will be easy to start. Well, I'm going to flip it. Make sure I know which side I want to start sewing on. I'm also going to make sure again that my lines are as aligned as I can get them. If you need to pull slightly, then do. Oh, it helps if I actually thread my machine after having re-threaded everything. That's going to help, isn't it? I never got that far. I got to chatting and not actually threading my needle. Clever me. So when you start to stitch, I would say always go from the wide end, not the fine end. If you want to use a bit of fabric to lead, then do. otherwise, here we go. So you see I'm going from the long end rather than from the tip. We'll just realign that a little bit. If you want to pop pins in, obviously you can. And you can chain piece these and just have a look at them. I mean, I'm checking to the end and I've made sure that they're aligned at the end, which means that hopefully and again you can absolutely chain piece these, or if you're worried, stop there and go back to here and go, right, how have I done this? Which way did I sew? Have I sewn it the right way? Open it up, have a look. You can double check yourself, especially if you've had a little false start like I just did. Double check, because otherwise, you know, you don't want to at any point lose the effect of this. So yeah, if I stitch down here, then I'm good. But honestly, I would far rather, especially, you know, someone might come to the door, or, you know, the cat runs across, or, you know, you get distracted. It's easily done. Ask me how I know. Actually, do you know what? I stitched most of this morning when there was nobody here. So I was able to just really crack on and get it done. Aren't the colours in this just stunning? That's that one. I am going to stitch down the other ones as well. And I put a new needle in and all those sorts of things that you need to do before you start. Okay. So the less you can handle them, the less you can move them from when you cut them, obviously the easier it's going to be. 1/4 of an inch seam allowance throughout, and then when you get to there, if you've chain pieced, obviously just snip them apart and then back to here. So now what we've got as we start to open these out is something really rather beautiful starting to happen. And then the next thing to think about really is pressing. So let's move this across to here so that you can see a little bit better. There we are. Nesting seams. We talk about nesting seams, don't we? Quite a lot. And it just stops movement. So what I would do is fold that one in that direction, this one in that direction, and then press. This makes a massive difference. By just putting that heat on there, sets those stitches into the seam, and then open up and just knock that fabric back. And the same here. Just knock it back with the edge. And then when you flip that one on top of that, you can see you've got this seam going that away, that seam going that away, and you can nest them. And the other thing as well that you might want to look at this point is, again, where are my stripes? So we can see what we've got is all of these stripes that we're going to want to line up. It's worth taking a moment to pop a pin in. You don't have to put loads in, don't worry. But just so that you know. Okay, and then that one's ready to stitch. And we'll do the same with this one. Okay, so fold that one in one direction, that one there, and that just gives you an idea of which direction you need to press. Certain things really help having a pressing mat. We were lucky enough to have House of Alistair make our own. These, you can't get this particular colourway anywhere else. And this is a felt pressing mat. These are used by, well, they're used on Savile Row, and they last so long they get handed down. They're made out of the felt that goes into the under the collar of, well, actually these particular ones brand is what's used on the Queen's ones, the Queen's uniforms for her guard. So there we are, like that. Flip it, one seam going one way, one seam going the other. And once again, just checking. Lining up any of those that you can. And then we're going to take both of those over to the sewing machine. And again, there is no getting away from the fact that you are going to be starting off on a tip. So if you want to, again, just get some of the scrappy bits that you've had. Just take up that scrap. When we use a little bit like that, it's taking up the slack. It means that this end bit is not going to then hopefully disappear down into that gap in your machine. It means you can then just follow on, feed it through, and it's not an issue. And you'll see that I'm just trying not to do too much here. Just letting it feed through, knowing that I've got those pins in, that's going to hold everything in place where I need it to be. Just when I get towards the end, making sure that everything's aligned, and then just holding that end bit and allowing it just to come through. Is enough. And then here, same again. And for me, having a magnetic cushion is super easy. Just takes all the stress out of it and saves you time. It's these little things that save me time. I'm really happy with that. Snip those, and then let's go back and see what they are going to look like. So again, first thing that I'm going to do is press where I've just sewn. And then as I open this out, just using the edge of the foot and then flattening everything out. That is pretty gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that fab? So that's the one that goes out in all directions. And let's see what this one's looking like. Ooh. And so what starts to happen is that you'll build up this, And if we do 2 more, then you'll get to a stage where you would see, we don't even necessarily have to sew them all together, but you'll start to see the pattern that they're going to create when we put these together. And this is where having something like a Kaffe quilt wall as well, so that you can get the effect and really plan how you want it to be. So you'd have one there, one there. That one would go up there. And then this one would come in here. There. And just flip them around so that these do all match. There's one in mine I didn't twig, but this is why using the wovens is so lovely, because you can just flip them to make sure that they do this. And so you start to get this beautiful, beautiful effect. Should we do 2 more? Should we lay out 2 more? I mean, the sewing is all the same, right? So you don't have to worry about that. But just watch as I'm laying them out, and I would lay them out. So yeah, I know that I'm okay there. That's all good. And then here, no, I need to flip that over. And because it's woven, you can just flip it. Oh, look at that. And what's really beautiful is that you get this kind of disjointed, so that one looks like it's coming forward, the other looks like it's back. And that's what you're going to get with this particular one, because the stripes are the same size. But with the other ones that we've got where the stripes are different sizes, that's where you're going to get the effect behind me. So it's for you to choose, really. And my friend Peter said, oh, it looks like barcodes, you know, QR codes. I'm like, I'm happy with that. But you get the different, you get the wider ones there, you get the narrower ones there. I find it quite hypnotic and I really love it. And I sort of did so that they would come down through there. Didn't do it all the way through, but just little patches. And it's just a grand illusion, isn't it? And a bit of fun. And I'd never seen a technique like it. Like I say, it is out there. I kept losing losing the link and having to go. So I thought, I'm just going to write it out so that I don't have to keep trying to find that link again. So if you want the pattern, it's there. And then you can put it in your stash. Do you want to see how this colourway is going to look? Obviously these look smaller because they've been sewn together, but yeah, look at that. It's just going to be fabulous. Oh, it's going to look amazing. So 4 in your line, and I would then sew 2 together, 2 together, and then sew your rows together. Then when you've sewn the row together, press all the seams one way. And then with your next row, press all the seams the other way, flip one on top of the other, and just line up those seams. That's going to be the easiest way for you to do this, absolutely, categorically. Look how amazing that looks. Oh, that is gorgeous, isn't it? I kind of want to lay out a couple more. Just we've got space, haven't we? So that you can really see how this is going to go. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course you've got all the different colourways to play with as well. That is going to have to go there. I love the richness, the earthy tones of this. That's what Inga loves as well. So Inga is our earthy tone girl. She always loves, I think, you know, being a bit of a gardener as well in another life. Do you know what? I don't care how often I do this. I'm still sitting here going, how does that work? We cut them all the same. How does that even work? I can't tell you. Like, I have no idea. I just know that it does. And again, there's that Anna Maria Horner one that's got like that tie-dyed effect through it as well. And again, I flip that to match it so that that corner is going to be, and it might be that actually, and this is where laying it out is so important, because I can do it like this, but I've got different colours there and there. That might be absolutely okay, but if I just spin that around one, or do I need to spin it around one more? Have I got a way? Have I got a colourway that's the same as that? Whoop. Did I imagine it? Not quite. There we go. But you can really spin and play and see how you want these to look. They're great, aren't they? Really great. Do you think we've got space for one more? I'm a little bit addicted now. Let's give it a go. It's one of those ones that people will look at and go, how on earth did you do that? Just be like, well, you know. So can you see I'm flipping? Making sure. There we go. That is going to go there like that. And this is why, if you are at any point unsure, bring it back, lay it out again, you will be fine. And then the last one to lay out. And of course, all of these, like I say, they all get sewn in exactly the same way, just as we showed. Without the border, this is about 35 inches, I think I measured. And then I added, well, you can do anything from a 4 to 4.5 inch border. There you go. Look at, or you could have it as a really long table runner. But as you then start to add in, because you add in like this one. Up there. That one there. Oh, wow, that's going to look amazing. So yeah, that is that is today's show. And if you want to make it bigger, the only way that this works is because it's a square. So it's a matter of buying another 44-inch strip of fabric to then refold into that square. But you could. So you could buy as many as you need to make it really, really big. So that's 35 inches. And then we've added on, I think after they were trimmed back, they ended up being 4-inch borders. So there you go, 43-inch-ish square quilt. So that's going to work, isn't it, as a lap quilt or a wall hanging or just something a little bit different. But yeah, so that's it. And these are the colours. They're all in your pairs there that you can see. Have a good rummage through the website as well, because there are lots and lots and lots of fabrics still at incredible prices. We will hold it for another day, and then that will have to be it, I think. So tomorrow, Jane is doing a gorgeous quilt. She's taken us right back to basics, because we've had a lot of panels in recently, and loads of you love a panel, but then we get a lot of requests for, well, what do I do with it? Like, I've got the panel, what do I then do with it? So if you're unsure on sashing, that's why I'm not going to sash this today, because we're going to cover sashing and everything tomorrow with Jane's quilting hour. So tune in for that, and it all feeds in. It's all good. So we will be doing that tomorrow, but do have a good rummage. And yeah, just enjoy it. Have a go. And honestly, you will start looking at all of your different stripy fabrics a little bit differently. But my word, look at the colours in these. Aren't they gorgeous? Just phenomenal. Ah, there we go. That's the one. I will see you guys here tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.